What's going on, boys? I'm back at the works. Thought we'd do a little introduction to the B-25 Mitchell. The only airplane designation named after a person. It's named after Brigadier General William Billy Mitchell. At the end of World War I, Brigadier General Billy Mitchell was in charge, at the time, of the Army Air Force. There was no regular Air Force until after World War II. So at the time it was under the Army, and it was the AAF. So at the end of World War II, at the end of World War I, he was over in England under General Pershing, John Blackjack Pershing, of the AEF, which stood for the American Expeditionary Force. That was sent over as the American contingent for World War I. Brigadier General Mitchell was of the opinion that air power was going to be big in the upcoming years, and that he was an adamant supporter of airplanes taking off from ships. At the time, it was what was called the big gun theory, and that was all battleships. After the British dreadnought, everything started being based on ships with their guns in the center down the hull, and that was the theory, that it was all battleships, and that they thought that he was just out of it. They kept telling him to mind his own business and to shut up, and he didn't know what he was talking about. And he made such a pain in the ass of himself that in 1925 they court-martialed him. How ironic, 17 years later, 16 bombers that bear his name took off with the aircraft carrier Hornet to bomb Japan. Now, if that ain't vindication, I don't know what is. So, that's where this name comes from. There is no other airplane designated with a name, a name. Yeah, you got the Lightning and the Mustang and the Warhawk and all that stuff, but this is the only one to be named after, and that's why it was named after. He died in 1936. Never got to see that what he was talking about was the truth, and that it was all going to be no more battleships. Battleships are now obsolete. Everything is carrier based. So he was 100% right. And this was back in the early 1920s. He was trying to talk these the higher ups and telling them that this is what's going on, and this is what I think is going to happen. And they kept telling him, nope, you're wrong, shut up, you're wrong. Well, but yeah, anyway, they gave him, he got his rank all back posthumously. There's a good movie, actually, with Gary Cooper playing Billy Mitchell. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I have seen it, and I would recommend it if you have any interest in something like that. Also, there's a movie about the raid, 30 Seconds Over Tokyo, with Spencer Tracy. That's not a bad movie. There's all kinds of info out there about them, but to do what these guys did, man, they knew it was a one-way mission, and during the course of the bill, I'll pull out some names, and we'll go over it a little more. The only thing is that I am not going to be building this based on any one of those planes, because none of those planes had any machine guns in them. Or, I mean, they were bare bones. Like I said, they were usually it was supposed to be a crew of 11. They only had a crew of 5. So I mean, they had nothing in them. They took all the guns out of them and everything else. But and I want to build this thing with all the guns in it. Matter of fact, I have ordered some aftermarket stuff for this. I got aftermarket engines. I found a couple of aftermarket cockpit seats. I got some gun barrels coming, and I got some. There are guns that go on the side of this 50 cal machine guns. I got some aftermarket ones of those coming too. So I'm going to do this thing up right in order of those men. But like I said, I'm not going to build it as one of those. I'm just going to make it a regular, well, like she's flying off to as it was. So, all right. With that being said, everybody have a safe and happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Don't eat too much turkey. Everybody be safe. Try not to get into too many arguments with your family. I always said if you don't have them over, you don't have to argue with them. But that's just me. But everybody have a good one, please. I want to see everybody back here on Friday. So, all right, boys. You know what's coming. Peace out.